Good morning, everybody. Today I am going to a bridal shower of a friend of mine, and I thought I would bring you guys along to get ready with me. So don't mind the weird hair at the moment, but I'm just clipping my hair out of my face. I have already washed and prepped my skin. In the mornings I just splash my face with water, and then I just put on a moisturizer, and I have put SPF on as well. Sorry if my voice is a bit croaky, I have morning voice. I had a really big day yesterday. It was my first day back for a full day of work, and because we were serving quite far away, it was an early morning, which meant that I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night and I'm still a bit tired, but that's me being a granny for you guys. The first thing I'm gonna do is just put some of the Hollywood Flawless filter on my face. I love this stuff. It always just makes my skin look so glowy. It actually has like quite a warm tone, but it does just make me feel like I look a little bit less like a ghost. I just kind of get that with this little brush. I spread it by patting and tugging just a little bit. And see how it already makes my skin look so glowy? Much less like a zombie who's just woken up. Also, at the end of this video, I need you to help me pick out what dress to wear. Because in true Michaela fashion, I have left choosing my outfit to the last minute. So I have 3 options and I still have no idea what to wear, and I'm leaving soon. And I think the theme for this bridal shower is like pretty boho, so I'm considering maybe bringing like my white felt wide brim hat to go with my dress. The next thing I use, you've probably seen me use before, but it's just the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. I can just wear that by itself a lot of the time, and it's really quick and easy. It's a little bit sheer, like it's not a hardcore foundation. And this as well has like quite a hydrating sort of glowy look. If you see me going like this, it's because I wanted to get good lighting for this video, but the bathrooms are really echoey, and I prefer to sit on the floor when I do my makeup, but also if I sit at the mirror over there, my face is like really cast in shadow. This will just have to do. Okay, base done. I think because people are wearing beiges and whites today, I'm gonna go for like quite a warm, like browny, goldy sort of eye look. So I'm just gonna take this Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions, sorry, and just pop that all over my lid. It doesn't have to be heavy because it's just kind of acting as the base layer. And just take a little swoop under my eyes. Try and keep it as close to the lash line as you can. Next, I'm gonna take this Morphe palette. I am so sad that Morphe is shutting down because they're so affordable, and I think that that's the tricky thing with makeup, is like if you want to have a variety of colors and, you know, palettes and products to choose from, it gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. But the great thing about Morphe was that it was just so affordable. Like this was $30. So good. I'm going to take this sort of brown here, just like that warm brown. I'm just going to pop that in the creases of my lid. Again, I'm going to pull this under my eye a little bit. Just a little. And it looks kind of crazy, but once you like fill in with contour and bronzers and stuff, it'll be fine. Okay, both eyes done. The key to this is just slow layering. The more product that's there, it's gonna get out of control really easily. But if I just go gently and add more and more slowly of different layers of colors, it actually turns out in this really beautiful, soft, sort of diffused sort of look. I'm going to move 2 shades down from the shade that I just used, so 1, 2, just to this little darker one, and I'm going to really focus in on this part of the eye. And I'm going to use this brush, so still a fluffy brush, but a little bit more dense to kind of concentrate where the colour goes. And if it looks too harsh, take that fluffy brush and go over it afterwards, just around the edges, not around the middle of where you packed the colour in. How did you guys learn to do makeup? Did you guys learn from like your family or from an older sister. I learnt from YouTube, and I would buy my CoverGirl makeup products from the grocery store, and I would just sit there and try my best to copy what they were doing. Now I'm going to go back to that Huda Beauty palette. I'm going to grab this like really deep gold, sort of bronzy almost color, and I'm just going to pop that kind of in the center, not too much in the inner corner because I want to go lighter, but just at the center of my eye. Actually, I might do that with the same packing brush I was using before. Just patting it. So then I just, again, if there's any harsh lines, diffuse it out. Okay, very bronzy. And then I'm just gonna take, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this fluffy brush that I've been using and this really old Sports Girl palette. I'm gonna actually take this highlighter, the color is Leopard, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye. And then to finish up, I'm going to take this really white, sort of almost white, like cream sort of color. I'm just going to put that on my brow bone and blend it down to where I want it to be. I might use a different brush actually. Use this guy. And that is the eyes. Now let's take care of this Casper the Ghost face situation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this color and sculpt stick from Sephora, and I'm not going to swipe it on. There's not enough control with that, so I'm just going to take this little brush, go like this, and then I'm going to pop that like you feel where your cheekbone is, not off the cheekbone but kind of on the edge of it. If you go off, it will kind of be too low. You want it to push the light part up. I bring it down my cheek, so kind of like a, when you see a skeleton, the skull, how it goes like naturally hollow in the cheek area. We want to be like skeletons in this sort of scenario. And then I just brush it up and down really gently to blend it out. And sometimes it takes a bit of time, so you just have to kind of wait for it. Okay, so that's one side of contour done. Do you find this process of doing your makeup super relaxing as well? I definitely do. Like in my last vlog, taking time to just paint and invest in being creative, but the only difference is it's on your face. That's both sides. I pop any leftovers here, but I don't really get any new product to carve out my nose. I next grab this Benefit Hoola bronzer, and then this goes on the points of the face, I've been told, that the sun would hit. So it's not the same as contour where you put it in like where you want shadows. You put it to warm up where the sun would be like naturally causing your face to be a little bit more tan. So for me, even though I don't tan because I'm very pale, I'm thinking that would be my cheekbones and my cheeks. Okay, bronzer done. If you reach a point where you're like, should I put a little bit more or should I not? Generally, I would say don't, because that's always the point where I'm like, I put too much and now I have to start from the beginning. I am going to use my favorite, which is this Stila Convertible Color blush, and it's a dual lip and cheek. Ooh, it's a dual lip and cheek cream, but I have only used it for my cheeks at this stage. It's this beautiful rose sort of color. The color is called Lilium, and I stick to the upper part of my cheekbones. I don't bring it down here. When I was younger, I used to go and just put it here or here, but recently I've started putting it really in the upper parts, and again, it makes you look like you have cheekbones. So you see how I don't bring it down onto what we would think would be the cheek right here. but you've actually been working with your cheek the whole time, so I just keep it in the upper portion of the cheek. Blush is the thing that I do tend to go overboard with because, again, it soaks in for me and I don't want it to look like I'm a pasty girl. I always pop bronzer and blush on my nose too. So now the eye does not look as crazy because my skin is kind of matching in with it. It does look kind of crazy with my bed hair though. Okay, now I'm going to pop back onto my eye and I'm going to use this deep purple colour, like a plummy browny purple. I'm going to pop that right just above my lash line and then just very, very, very lightly on my bottom lash line. I don't use liquid eyeliner because I always mess it up and have to wipe it off. But if I'm patting on with a tiny little brush along my lash line some powder, it's so much easier to control. You can still make a little wing. I'm lucky because I have freckles. I can use some of the freckles on my outer side to guide where I want to draw, so it's kind of like a dot-to-dot drawing. And I have brown eyes with a little bit of green, so the purpley shade in the powder brings out that green. I always find the left side of my eye a little harder and it's always a little less clean looking, so I just use my finger to neaten up the edge, which is probably not technically right, but I do it. Mascara, Roller Lash by Benefit. Most of the time I never wear it. I just go without mascara. But because I'm going to be putting individual lashes on today, I need to wear a little bit. Okay, lashes done. Now the scary part. Individual lashes scare the heck out of me because I always mess it up and get glue on my face. I just popped the glue on the inside of the lash container. I have some tweezers. Ooh, most of the time I just end up using my fingers and it'll probably be the same this time, but I will try using the tweezers first. You just pull a little one off. I used the medium length because it goes small, medium, large. These are from Mecca Cosmetica. Once they have a good little grippy, I dip it in the glue and then I start kind of, I don't put them in the middle part of my lashes, I just put them on the outer part. Oh my gosh, I did it first try. And then just keep going. I've already moved on to using my hands. And I'm gonna go until I reach about halfway along my eye. The closer I get to the center of my eyelid, the more I will use the smaller lashes rather than the big ones. Okay, there's a little bit of glue here, but I did it. And I think it's gonna dry fine. Now, lips. I'm gonna put a bit of a mauvey color on my lips, which I've already started to do. And I'm just gonna pat it in. Everyone uses lip liner these days, but I don't feel like I need it. What I do when I pat kind of towards the top half of my lip is I just pat a little over the line. And then I kind of, as I'm patting it, drag it in like this. And for my Cupid's bow as well, I just pat and drag in just a little. Pat my lips together. So this makes my lips look a little bigger and I just use my finger on the edges to blur. I like that blurry French lip sort of look. And I'm not rubbing it into my skin, I'm just like gently dabbing it. Okay, a little bit blurry on the edges. And then to top it off, I am putting this Kosas Wet Look lip oil in the color Unzipped, just in the center on the top lip. Pat it together, rub it to blend it all together, and that softens the lip look. Then I can unclip and it gives you that clean girl sort of look, but just a little bit more sophisticated and fancy. Where did my palette go? I just use this Sephora Beauty Amplified setting powder. I take the tiniest amount on this little tiny fluffy brush. right where it's the oiliest, a little bit just here and here. Just a little bit here. Just a tiny little brush there. If you feel like you want to add a little bit more glow, just at the very end, I grab this guy back, my Hollywood Flawless filter, and I just put a little dab and a little dab. Highly recommend having a tissue to just wipe off all of the stuff you get all over your fingers. And then take a compact, use your finger, and just dab that little bit into where you want to be glowy again. And it brings the glow back into your cheekbones. Okay, so the first dress has this beautiful detailing, little flowers all over it. It has puffy sleeves. It is a mini dress with all these tiers. It has pockets and it's really like swishy. I would probably wear this with either some clogs, or I have these little like cowboy style slides which are hard to describe, and maybe this hat as well. I think could be pretty. I'm actually leaning, ooh, this looks nice. I feel like it might fit the boho sort of vibe that we're going for. But let me show you the other two dresses and then we can try and decide. Okay, this is dress number 2. It is from Sir the Label. I got it for my hen's night a few years ago, so I guess it's kind of fitting that I would wear it to a bridal shower. Has a cute open back. It is a bit more mini, so I'd have to be careful. How does it look with the hat? Maybe without the hat, I don't know. Cute, but maybe, is it too over the top? I'm not sure. The ruffles are a lot, but I feel like they're a cute touch. Okay, and the last dress is this white midi dress. My only worry is I'm not super chesty, and so it does slip down sometimes, especially if I'm moving my arms around a lot. But let's see with the hat how it goes. What do you guys think out of the 3? I don't know which to pick out of the 3. So let me know down in the comments which one you would pick. Obviously the bridal shower would have happened by then, but might help me for future notice. I like this one. I'm just scared that like it'll fall down, but I think I'm conscious enough of it that I can just kind of not go too crazy physically. Anyways, guys, I have got to leave in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna quickly try on all 3 dresses for myself again, have a look in the mirror, decide on my dress, and then I will let you guys know later which one I picked, I guess. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye.